Scrawlrbox. Hello everyone, today we're going to be opening the February Scrawlrbox. So without further ado, let's check what's inside. Alright, so let's start with the featured artwork because it's right there. Ooh. So we got a lot of pastel colors, and it looks like there might be some watercolor. Definitely some pens. Oh, I was holding it upside down. This month's featured artist is Chasarina Rina. Hopefully I said that right. She is from Russia, and you can check out her Instagram right there. It's very cutesy. So we got some paper in here. It's pretty thick. I think it's got kind of a bumpy texture on this side, so I think that this is actually watercolor paper. We will find out in a sec. Oh, there's a lot of color in there. So first up, I see these right here. They just stand out. And they're all the same brand. It is Karin Brush Marker Pro. And it looks like we have a yellow, green, and purple. I think this one's a blender. It says on here, calligraphy, graphic design, illustration. So let's check out the yellow. It's got a brush tip. Oh, I got a lot of liquid on my finger. It's very liquidy. You can see the liquid moving around inside the barrel of the pen. Oh, it stained my finger. Awesome. So next we have two of these. I cannot pronounce the name of this. It is Swiss made. I can pronounce that. They are Carandace Fabralo Fibre pens. This right here. However you pronounce that. That is what these are. Just a regular bullet nib. They kind of remind me of the markers that you got when you were a kid. Like that big set of them. Hopefully they're a bit better than that. Ooh. So they did the custom sticker this month, which I loved the last time I got. I think it's so much more personalized whenever the Scrawlrbox sticker is made with the mediums that they give you. It's just nicer to have it unique, and you could kind of like maybe keep them as like a monthly thing. It's a collection as opposed to just the same sticker that you always get. It looks so nice. I love this one. So we have an art line drawing system pen. It's a pen, I think. Anyway, it's in a 0.3 width, so it looks kind of like a micron. It is water-based, so wait, it's water-based and water resistant. I'm assuming that means that it's not going to bleed. Alright. Next we have a pencil. It is an HB, and it is the same brand that I could not pronounce. Very nice and sharp though. That is a bonus because I don't really have any sharpeners on hand. Well, I do have one. I just don't want to get it out. I'm lazy. I don't want to get it out. So next we have this thing that is very interesting looking. I'm going to assume it is a water pen. It says push. Oh yeah, it's kind of squishy. This part, it's squishy. I wonder if they put water in it already. Ah! Oh, yep, there's water in there. There's water in there. Oh yeah, less steps for me. But for some reason, I tried pulling it off and... Where's the nib? I don't understand. Okay, wait, it feels like it turns, okay. Ha! Okay. It was just loose. So I actually have a couple of these water brushes. You know, they're very portable and it's real nice when you're on the go. Though this one's, it's very bold. The brush, it's not really pointed as much as I'm used to from these. So you can't really get very fine lines with this, it looks like. Alright. Then they included an eraser, like one of those erasers that you get when you're a kid. Which is nice because the last months they did not have one of these, but they had one of the pencils with the no erasers, so I had to just use my own eraser. And as I said, I'm lazy and I don't like getting out my own things. We got an extra sticker this month. It looks like a cutout from the featured artist, so that's nice. So you can find a place to stick that and you can have it with your Scrawlrbox sticker because they look the same. The candy for this month is Happy Fruitus by Maum. I don't know, it looks like it is orange flavored and it's kind of chewy, which I love chewy ones, so I'm going to enjoy this right here. This is gonna be good. So the paper is Botanical Ultra Smooth 300 GSM, and the Scrawlrbox challenge for this month is plumage. So like plumage from a bird, Hence the feathers, I'm assuming. So it's time to go test out these on the paper they supplied, and then we will do some brainstorming for this challenge.
I'm gonna start with the brush markers. So they go down very opaque when you're using the markers straight on the paper. It did say that there's an option to use them like watercolors by just getting a brush and some water, I don't know. So the brush tip gives you pretty good control over the line variation. You can get a very thick line or a thin one, as demonstrated here. The colors are definitely very vibrant with these. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these colors. They're not really what I normally use. They're all very saturated. But I guess that's what you use the blender for. Speaking of the blender, I'm going to try it here. One of the things you can do is take the blender to a mark you've already made on the paper and pick up the ink to make a wash with it. Now I'm going to try out the Scrawlrbox markers. They feel more like you're using a mark than the other ones that feel more like watercolors, but they still are water soluble, so you can use them like watercolors. Their color is also very opaque and vibrant, but they definitely feel more like a marker. Next is the Art Line Liner. Right now I'm just going over it with the blender to see if the line bleeds. And I'm going to try putting a little color in there to see if that affects it as well. And next we have just a regular pencil. So I got this to start working, and that is not clear. It came out pink. I don't know. I was not expecting this. I thought it was going to be more like those water brushes that you get. I didn't expect there to actually be a pigment inside here. Oh, that explains why it's pink right here. That's the color. Pink, 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 pink. Alright, let's see how the blender works blending these guys out. I'm just going to write what these guys are. Obviously, you cannot use the liner over the wet marker because it is bleeding a lot. So you definitely should put the pen lines down first. It seems like the yellow blends out a little better than the other two colors. The blender doesn't really work on the pink one. Here's a closer look at these guys. I really like how the blender works and how you can blend them together really well. I also really like how it looks when you make washes. Alright, I'm gonna make some thumbnail sketches. I'm trying to make a girl who's like blowing away feathers from her hand. And I like the idea of maybe the hair actually being feathers. Alright, now I'm going to try making more of a full body character. I'm thinking of doing just a winged girl who's floating. So I think I like the idea of them being sort of like fairy creatures. I've recently seen a trend of like demon girls with horns, and I always thought they looked really cool, so I'd like to try it. Now I'm trying to figure out her outfit. So I'm going for an asymmetrical hem. It kind of reminds me of a Final Fantasy outfit. Sort of flowy but leather clad as well. So here's a closer look. Definitely looks like a game design for a character. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with the right one. So now it's time to figure out the colors. I'm gonna use the aqua tint for the skin. I'm going to use a darker color for the leather parts. For the skirt, I'm going to try doing an ombre effect, going from the purple to the yellow. Now I'm going to switch it up, going from the green to the purple on the other side, just to see which colors I prefer. I think I'm going to continue the ombre effect on the wings. I'm going to try just putting down some opaque spots and then going over them with the blender to wash them out. It's a bit opaque, so I might try putting a little less down for the final piece. Just using the same technique on the hair. I'm going to try making her look a little more magical, so I'm taking from the opaque spots I have up above, just to try and make some magically lights coming out of her hands. So there you have it, the base colors are pretty much decided, so I think I pretty much have it planned out how I want to do it. It's time to move on to the final piece. I lost some video of the starting sketch, but luckily it wasn't too much. I've already put down the base of the body and I'm working on the finer details of the face right now. I think I want to redesign her top a little just to mirror that wrap design on her skirt. So I think I want to add a little something to the background just to make it a little more visually appealing. I'm going to try to mirror the silhouette. Everything seems to be very triangular, so I'm going to try putting a big triangle behind her and then some little triangles to the side. Sort of looks like a sigil or some kind of magical ring. Now that I'm done with the sketch, I'm going to go over it with the liner. I'm making a thicker line around her body just to pull her out from the background a bit. Now I'm done with the line art, so all I need to do is erase and then I can start coloring. I'm going to start off putting the base color of my skin down, and then go over it a second time to add some shadows. It's a bit hard to make the little details with this larger brush. I think I'm going to use this color for the background detail as well, because it has some separation from the skin color due to the hair being in the way, and I just really like how this pen goes down on wide areas. I'm going to move on to the blue of the outfit. It's a bit dark, so I'm going to try just taking from this spot that I've already put down to make a lighter wash. It seems to bleed out a bit when I take it from the spot, so I'm going to try just using a spot that I have on the other piece of paper. I'm going to do the little metal pieces in the yellow. Now I'm going to move on to the skirt. I think I'm going to start with the lighter color first this time. I'm just going to make a line along the bottom edge where I want it to be the most opaque and then blend it out from there. I'm going to reverse the color on the second half of the skirt so that the yellow starts at the top. So I'm going to do the yellow on the wings as well now, since I already have the color on the blender. And I'm just going to directly take the ink from the yellow nib onto the blender and then put it down so it's less opaque than it was in my trials, and we'll have a smoother blend out. I'm just going to start at the tips of the wings and blend towards the middle. Now I'm just going over the parts that I want to be darker directly with the brush marker. Next I'm going to move on to the green hair and use the same technique, starting at the tips and making it lighter going towards the middle. I'm going to move on to the green in the wings, trying my best to smoothly blend it into the yellow. Now that I'm done with the green, I'm going to move on to the purple, and I'm going to start with the skirt. Once again, just using the same technique, just using the blender to put it down, because it gives you a little more control with the opaqueness of the color. Just going to touch up some areas with the liner. I think I'm going to try adding a little more dimension to the top part of her skirt. Alright, I think I'm done. I like how it turned out. I really liked how the washes worked with the markers. And I like the design, it really reminds me of a video game character. Definitely very Final Fantasy-esque. Next time I might prefer trying to mix the colors up and see what I get, just because they're very saturated colors. But I like how it ended up. So let me know in the comments if you think I was successful in this challenge. Hit the like button if you like this video, and if you want to see more videos like it, you can subscribe to my channel, that'd be awesome. Thank you for watching, hopefully I'll see you again next time.